point of this guy?
So you
Honestly,
remember, if you remember, Kuda,
just a
yeah, I was
glorified
watching.
wingback.
Yeah, you remember, Kuda, I was watching the Crystal Palace Wolves, and I text you almost damn near immediately and said, "This guy is playing against you. He's an enemy of progress." That was the Uberman. Hear my words right now. I will take him over Anthony at this current point.
Whoa.
You know what? I was saying that actually, I'll take the Uber driver over Anthony still.
I will take
I
him
would
over.
actually take
And
the
this
Uber
is
driver over
why
Anthony.
this whole nonsense that's come afterwards, the drama, because United is United, there's always has to be some drama, player versus manager. This whole thing of Sancho coming out, I feel torn because I don't want to. I'm supporting Ten Hag. Wherever he decides to choose, he chooses, and I'm going to support him
No, we
on the
need to
thing.
intro that properly. You're not gonna just intro that blase. Yeah? Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that because your club is a mess and you're trying to just say that like this is just normal behavior for clubs. No, no,
No,
no.
well, it's for us.
At
It
the
is
end,
every
at
year.
the
Every year, there's a player versus manager. Every
because this
season.
this for me is crazy. Yeah, I don't get this, and I'm speaking from experience. This reminds me, yeah, when Mourinho was at Madrid. The first 2 years, blessed. The last year, he was an agent of chaos, boy. You know what I mean? Like it was crazy when Mourinho at Madrid last year. But it just reminded me when he used to call out players, and I'll just be like, all right, even if it's true. There's one time he called out Benzema, yeah, and said, "Yo, you can't ask me to go hunting with a cat." You know, them was there. I was like, big man. And Benzema was playing rubbish. He was right. Mourinho was right. Benzema was missing chances. He was just looking rubbish. Yeah. Everyone, we wanted all the fans, we wanted him to be benched. You know what I mean? We were all in agreement, but it was like, why would you say that in the press? Tell a man to his face. I know he probably did, but still, we don't need to know that. And I say that to say the Eric Ten Hag situation when he's asked the question, and this is what makes it kind of and just unprovoked. Yeah, he's not training. What did you say? He's not training to the standard,
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
he said,
required standard.
he said, yeah, it's not training to the standard. He said every day at United you got to train to require standard, and because of that, he's not being picked for this
I'll
for
I'll
this game.
I'll give my two-piece opinion on this, and then Sean, you do your one, and then you finish it off. Yeah, since you're the United man. Yeah, for me personally, this situation, I'm like Ten Hag. You shouldn't have said that in it. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't have said that. You should have just kept that in house. There's no need to now bring extra drama to the situation. Yeah. However, on the other hand, I have to look at Sancho as well and say, big man, you got sent to the mountains. Now I got to look at that sideways and think, okay, did you get sent to the mountains because you weren't training properly? Because there was like an insinuation that it might be a mental, whatever, this, that, and the other. But it's starting to look like your training standards are not really up to the levels. And maybe my man sent you to the mountains to get you up to speed. And you've come back now and you ain't up to speed, right? But in your head, you must be up to speed because now you've come with a retaliation thing, which again is another thing that shouldn't have happened. Again, keep it in house. Go and complain to the manager. Why are you now bringing out this statement? You're making the whole thing worse now. Like, oh, I'm gonna come out to defend my name, bro. Your name is murdered already. Do you know what I mean? And you bringing out this, it's not gonna. No one's looking at this letter like, oh, you know what, Sancho. Oh, everyone's looking at what mess is going on over there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah, but
You
you
know,
know
I
what?
just think this is unnecessary.
yep.
But
I
anyway,
kind of,
Sean, take it away.
I kind of understand what you're saying, Kuda. But you know what? As you said, Ten Hag shouldn't have said that, innit? So if you're gonna come out and mud up my name further than what it's already in the mud, big man, I'm defending myself. In like later, you ain't about to drag me through the mud, big man. And what? Because the team's just lost now, that's why you want to drag me through the saying that I'm not training well. Big man, put him on the pitch sometime and show like the fans, look, this is what I'm dealing with. You understand?
Yeah.
Because it ain't gonna get any worse by keeping Anthony on the pitch. You understand? Give the man a try. You understand? Because look, at a point, yeah, last season when he came back from the mountains, yeah, he had a couple of good games. You understand? But he still couldn't get in the team. He's still first choice.
But it
And
looks like
Anthony
he's got a
never.
short leash though. I wouldn't completely exonerate him because I think some of his performances have been disappointing. You know what I
They
mean?
have been, but
Yeah, he has to take advantage. But I do agree with you. I do think Anthony is allowed to put a 0 out of 10,
and he'll just
and
get
he knows he's
picked.
going to play again. Whereas
Yeah,
Sancho, yo, he put a 0 out of 10. Sayonara, big man. Do you know what I mean?
but
So
the
that's
thing is,
that's
even
where I
when he
can
put
probably
in
see it from his
yeah,
perspective.
but even when he put in a half decent performance, He's still not getting picked.
I don't understand the preseason thing
So-
when he was coming on and doing
fantastic.
doing
You
this
guys
the striker situation,
When
and
you
then
guys let me off.
we never saw that in the season. We never saw that in the season. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and even the games where I remember when we played him, when Madrid played them, I think he came on the second half, and United looked a lot better when him and Palestri and them man came on in the second half, and he was doing the false nine thing. And I think in some of the other preseason games, according to the United fans, he looked decent when he was that situation. So it's like, why did we never see it during the season?
I think I
So-
think for him, he just picked the wrong club to go to. I don't.
Absolutely.
you know what?
I
If
think
that man
for-
went to Man City, yeah, it would be a completely different story.
I
100%.
agree. I agree.
But you see, hold on,
unfortunately,
Abbas,
I do agree with
before you jump in, yeah, I don't know. Something about Ten Hag I don't trust. I don't know. There's something I do not trust, bro.
What is
don't
that? Is
know,
it that
something-
bald, shiny head?
Bruv, I don't know if he thinks he's Professor X or something, but yeah, I don't know, bruv. It's just something I don't understand. Because, like I said, all right, cool, you got Amrabat in there.
I'm
I mean,
intrigued
is
to see how
yeah,
that's gonna- I'm
I'm
intrigued.
so mad. I don't know how it's gonna run, but I think it's an improvement on your midfield. But did you need that?
I think
think
they
it
didn't
was-
need
we
it.
needed
yeah.
that. No,
I think they needed
but-
it, but I don't know
Nah,
if
I
he's
think
going
the
to play
centre.
him.
I
with
think the
full-
centre back situation was a more pressing situation than
All right.
anything.
I don't know, man. I think the midfield is more pressing because
yeah.
on
yeah.
paper, when the two guys are fit, it's actually okay.
Yeah, but
Whereas in
how
midfield,
often?
everyone's fit. I still
Yeah,
think
but
they need.
how often is Varane gonna stay fit? And
Yes,
look,
but
he's
you're
injured
saying
already.
saying how often is he going to stay fit? But how often is worse than the midfield, even with everyone fit, is not good enough without Amrabat. For me, you know what I mean? It needs it. The midfield needs an Amrabat, no matter who's fit. Whereas the list of defense, you can say, yeah, Varane is always fit, he's always injured or whatever, but at least when he's there, it's okay.
I mean,
The midfield
it's
for me is
really
more
unlikely.
pressing.
Really,
I'm not
like,
saying
for
they
me-
didn't. I'm not saying they didn't need it. Sorry, Abbas. So I'm not saying
Yeah,
you didn't need him. I'm saying it's definitely an upgrade on your midfield, but that was always the most
But
pressing
they,
thing
they
for
brought
me.
in Johnny Evans, though, innit? Like
First
Oh,
of
Jesus
all,
Christ.
First of
they did,
all,
though.
relax.
They
No,
did.
no, no,
It's a number, though. On the
No,
books,
no,
did
no.
you not bring in Johnny Evans? You did.
Listen.
So
Mad
as
thing.
far as
First
they're
of all,
concerned, they
relax.
covered it.
That's okay. No, shoot, where do I
Sancho,
even start?
yeah,
All right,
Sancho.
okay, cool. Let's start with the Sancho thing. 100% agree with you. I have no idea because it was before the game. I have no idea why he felt he had to say that. Right? Bearing in mind the window's closed now, so it's not like you can sell him. And if he reacts wrong, you now have a player upset until January sitting on the bench or someone that you can actually use. And in the situation you are where players are getting injured left, right, center, you're going to need him. So it made no sense. And he can be a quality player. Now let's move on to, okay, so first, Ten Hag said that unnecessarily. All he could have said is, tactically, he wasn't needed in this game. People would have sort of understood, maybe asked him more questions, but it would have been fine, right? There would have been no noise, none of this nonsense that we're getting now. Secondly, should Sancho have responded? I'm 50-50 on this. Because as a player, your reputation is on the line. Don't get me wrong, his reputation is not high in the stands, right? But a manager saying that your training isn't good enough throws you to the stones. You're finished, right? And you don't respond or you don't say anything, boom. Theory, right? We're all talking about Sancho to the fact that most people are not talking about the fact that someone's case is gone down. Investigation has actually gone further than what it was a month ago. Anthony's case for battery and all the rest of that is actually now turned into an investigation. My man is under watch now.
Oh, I don't even know
Right?
about this case. What
That
case is
came
this?
out today. So it's kind of odd that you put Sancho in the firing line. He's now, everyone's talking about Sancho, and then all of a sudden they sneak in a little story that, oh yeah, this man is under investigation now.
Oh, then what? Sanchez got a gunwood situation on.
No. Anthony has.
Oh, sorry.
Anthony's-
Not Anthony. Anthony has a gunwood
That's
thing.
okay.
There's not Gunwood levels. You know what? I don't even want to. I don't care. So, right? Our wingers don't look good in the light right now. Yeah, I was gonna make a
that's
joke,
kinda
but I
insane,
think
man.
I'm gonna keep that in until.
You know what?
afterwards, yeah.
Quickly, still on the Sancho thing. Let's hear what your legend has to say. One of my personal favorite centre backs ever, still. But even though he's one of my personal
You know,
favorite
I heard
centre
that
backs.
today. Still, I heard that.
Even
Today.
he's
Yeah,
though
go
he's
on.
what was I saying? Yeah, even though he's one of my favorite centre backs ever. Yeah, I don't know why he recorded this video in some bunker because I don't know where he was.
No, it was on the Vibe with Five, and I think he's on holiday.
Yeah, but was
yes.
he recording in a bunker though? Like,
No, they were doing a live show. All three of them were in different locations. But
Yeah?
yeah, he's on a beach somewhere.
it's a mad thing, but it looks like a hostage video, blood.
Do you know what?
Like,
Because someone's clipped it and zoomed in like idiots, bro. Those are palm trees behind him. It's not barbed wire, it's palm trees, bro.
yo, it looks like maybe I don't know, Ten Hag's goons or Sancho's goons are in the back. You know what I
Holding
mean?
a gun to his
with
head.
a whap saying,
read
yo,
this, bruv.
yo, stay calm, big man. Yeah, let's see what he has to say.
There's no way Jaden's putting out a statement like that if he hasn't, in his own eyes, performed well. Now that's the difference as well. It's like on his chart, Jaden, I've trained all right, but the manager might have a certain standard. There's only one way that this ends right now, or two ways. There's only one window open, and that's Saudi. Or
Surely
you're on the bench or not getting in the squad for the rest of the season. There's no way Jaden's putting out a statement like that if he hasn't, in his own eyes, performed well. Now, that's the difference as well.
Start again.
Yeah, and he's 100% right here, which is one of the first things I said. The window's closed, so you're just damaging a player that you have that's going to be in your squad until January, right?
Sancho, Ali boy, we need you. Come on.
Like, okay, maybe it's, I mean, Sancho. Okay, now what I was gonna say is the problem with Sancho is, and the reason why he's in trouble is because this is not the first time someone talked about his training levels, right? I think he said it at Dortmund, they've said it at Man City, and I think they've said it previously at United, right? Which is obviously why he got sent to the mountains. Now,
So there's a track record there. Then.
there is a little bit of a track record, which is unfortunate for him. Now, my only defense to Sancho after that is he trained well in preseason, clearly. He was playing well in the games, clearly, right? And then the season starts and he's not seeing nothing. He's not seeing Garnacho's come out of nowhere. Because remember, these guys didn't have a full preseason-ish. They didn't have a lot of games. Garnacho's come out of nowhere, he's starting. Rashford is starting up front. We all know that's not going to work. And Anthony is just skadoodled his way into a starting position, right? Anthony, that we have videos of Ten Hag screaming at Anthony for making the wrong choices in preseason. Boom, he's starting the game and he's making exactly the same mistakes Ten Hag himself has been screaming at him about. It doesn't make sense. And as you guys pointed out, Anthony could volley someone's head, get a red card. Once his ban is over, he's starting again.
100%.
It doesn't make sense. You're cutthroat with everyone else. Sorry, I want to add, because someone else got this last season. He was cutthroat to Wan-Bissaka. No matter what Delo did, when he couldn't tackle and he couldn't cross either, Amazon Prime delivery was not working, Delo started every single game. It was only until Delo got injured that Wan-Bissaka got his place back. And then he was playing too good for anyone to even think about dropping him. And guess what? Ten Hag did try to drop him too, even though he was playing right. So there are some decisions. I said it last week. There are some decisions that you go, I'm backing you, but I ain't going to lie, big man. There's some questions. It's too early for that. Don't try that, because Arteta had 4 years. Arteta had 4 years to get his team right. Don't start. Like, you Arsenal fans have short-term memory, bruv.